Hello everyone. So hey, I wanted to make this video because I said that I was going to produce a workshop or a prompt explaining something poetic, and here it is. So I'm using a couple of different recording software, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so I want to talk about metaphors. And something that I want people to know about metaphors, one, is what their definition is. So, a metaphor is a poetic device that directly compares two unlike things together um, by saying depression is an ocean, for example, or love is a mountain, or happiness is a dog. So, metaphors are great for comparing things that people know to things that they don't know. And I'm not saying that people don't generally know what depression is, but if you want to describe what your version of depression or happiness or love is, then using something that everyone can feel, see, touch, or smell is a really good way to do that. And they're also a good way to make your poems more memorable. So the metaphor formula, because I'm all about getting things to a point where you can just do it on your own, is you're going to have an abstract noun plus a verb plus a concrete noun. And I'll explain what the hell that means in just a second. So, an example of abstract nouns would be emotions, ideas, or concepts. And examples of concrete nouns would be things, specific people, or specific roles of people, and specific places. So, for example, fear might be an abstract noun, capitalism, or gravity. And for concrete nouns, it might be something like a chair, an astronaut, or a city. So let's run those picture examples that we had in the beginning into actual examples. Depression is an ocean. That becomes a metaphor. And I might say depression is an ocean because it's vast, it feels overwhelming, it was there from the beginning of time, which is kind of depressing, but that's the point. Love is a mountain because it takes a lot of work to climb up, but you can see so much more from up there than you could when you were on the ground. Happiness is a dog because it always finds me when I most need it. And, those were silly examples of how to put something into a poetic idea. Now, I also want to mention that the order of certain words can be switched in some cases. For example, this chair is depression. And so let's move on to a metaphor generation exercise. One of my most favorite exercises is using random number generation. So we're going to first explain what the supplies you need are. Oops. Someone is playing a game. Anyway, so you're going to need something to write with, something to write on, a random number generator, for example, dice, like playing dice. And the process is going to be, you're going to generate a list of 6 abstract nouns, a list of 6 concrete nouns. You're going to roll the dice once or twice, maybe 3 times, depending on how often or how much you want to do this exercise. That's your metaphor, and then you're going to explain it. So, for example, I might write the abstract nouns down of love, capitalism, justice, music, jealousy, and sorrow. And then I might write the concrete nouns down of paper, flag, guitar, keyboard, screen, or basket. And if I were to roll the dice, I might roll a 1, and that would be love is paper, right? Now, I could also do this a different way and roll it and make it so that each roll of the dice determines a new word from my thing. So I might roll a 3, boom, justice. And then I might roll a 4, keyboard. So justice is a keyboard, and then I would have to figure out, why is justice a keyboard? I would have to try and explain it and be poetic about it. Now, if I wanted to make this exercise a little bit more complex or a little bit more interesting, I'm going to add a third list of 6 items. And those 6 items or words are going to be adjectives. In other words, words that can describe the concrete noun that you go with. So, for example, I have my same abstract nouns, and I have my same concrete nouns, but I have added a list of adjectives. So, no longer is it just love is paper. It might be love is empty paper if I was to roll a 1, a 5, and a 1. And then I would have to go on explaining, how is love empty paper? Well, because it can be filled up with anything, and more often than not, we hope for the best when we're starting to feel those things of love, right? Or maybe I might roll a 2 all the way across the board. Capitalism is a broken flag, which doesn't necessarily make the most sense, but I have a lot of good ways to think about that. I mean, I might roll a 2-1-2. Capitalism is a torn flag. What are all the things that is represented by a torn flag? Maybe a team or an army being defeated, something along those lines. And then finally, well, not finally, but you can roll the dice and have it be the same number all the way across, or you can roll it 3 different times to get your number, or you could just pick out 3 words from the list and choose to do something that way. The best thing about a prompt is that it allows you to come up with an idea and then expand on that. So I wanted to close by saying this is one of my favorite exercises to do when I'm struggling to think of how to structure a poem or what to say on a poem, or like maybe I just need a real quick reminder of something to do. And if you want more stuff like this, just reach out to me, or, let me know through some comments, and I'll cook up something on whatever else y'all are interested in. All right. Thanks. Have a wonderful day.